Hey, Dana here, and welcome to my garage. Well, in that last little video there, you saw that the caliper was hanging on this thing, and so I'd go ahead and place it. You see, it got so hot it's cracked these little pads. These are 14 millimeter. I can tell these aren't, the sliders aren't the problem because they went right in and out. Also, when you go to try and take the top one out, it's going to jam up on the hose. So you'll have to get it out as far as you can and then go ahead and lift it up off your rotor, and then you slide it out, and then you can play with it and get the thing out. Unfortunately, you don't have a crimp washer bolt for this. You're gonna have to undo it at the frickin' actual brake line to hose. So this may be a little difficult, because if that doesn't work, you're going to twist your brake line. That can break off. So this can be a little bit of a pain. So I'm going to get some blaster and get it on here. I'm going to have to heat it up a little bit and make sure I can get this stuff to break loose. And when I go down, I'm going to go down to Wilbert's and get another one. And down there, what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and cut the brake line and then bring it home. So, but you can tell if the caliper, it was hanging, so I have no doubt that the piston is pretty much seized inside the in its piston shaft. But you can take your compressor and try and press it, which I just did, and I can't do it. If you can do it with your hands, you know it's not the piston. So that's where we're at. And like I said, these are 14s. Okay. Yeah. 14 mils. Top one, because you're in here, you kind of get jammed up. I used a offset, and then I used a box wrench on that top one. When you're unfortunately, the hose isn't long enough to just undo the bottom one, lift it up, and then try and slide it out. So you don't even have to mess with the top one. Ain't happening. You haven't got enough hose length. So there we are. Stay tuned. Okay, between a little bit of heat and using the blaster on it, I got the whole nut to twist. It was kind of stubborn, but it's really important that you do that, because if you don't, you're going to twist the whole brake line, and you're going to have to replace the line. And that's going through here, it's coming back up here, and then that's going into there. Now you got to do the whole same thing right here, because that's where your other line is coming in, another hose from here, and then coming back up, and then coming in here. So, but there we go. So unfortunately, with the first generation of compass, you got to do a brake line change, or you got to break it at the brake line. I don't want to do any more of this. So, and then you got this little C-clip that you gotta pry up, and that'll pop this right out. So like I said, when I go to Wilbur's, I'm just going to cut it right here. Bloop. And then bring it home. I've got another caliper here somewhere that I'm going to trade out. I don't want to break that, because then it's gonna leak on me. It probably leaks a little bit, and then of course you got to bleed. Gonna have to bleed it. So that's where we're at. All right, we're back. Gonna go ahead and break this loose here in a second. I got to get that clip, and then we'll be able to get rid of this one here. I just got back from Wilbur's, and I got another one we're gonna go ahead and install. And like I said, I just cut the brake line on this one, and we'll get that popped out of there. Got this loose. It'll come right out of there. Now I got to just get that clip as well off of this one. We got our inner pad on there. Got our outer pad on here. We'll go ahead and get that installed. I just went and took the pins and everything with it, so we're good here. All I got to do is right here. I'm gonna put some more grease on here, but you're gonna have a pin like that, and it's gonna go up top. Here's the one that came off of it. It's missing its little seal. Here's the one that was in the bottom. I was just knowing that I always thought that one up top, one on the bottom, but that's not the way it came off. So that's where we're sitting. All right, again, like anything else, that's got to screw into that. So be very careful. Make sure you got it aligned right. You're gonna cross thread. So here we are. It's on there. And what I did is, instead of popping, I put the freaking clip back in it. I wasn't going to mess around trying to get that clip and this piece off of here. So all I did is just undid the nut on the inside, which holds that bracket. And we'll go ahead and tighten that back up. All right, next phase in this thing is got to bleed it. So this can be a little stressing, because you want to make sure this thing breaks. I've had several that have broke off, and I wasn't able to get. Not a good scenario being used, but this one broke loose. We're good to go. I bought this bleed kit at Harbor Freight, of course, and this works great. It just pops over the top of it. Make sure you got fluid down on the bottom here. And then punch that over that, and we're good. Okay, I pumped that about 4 times. As you can see, that line is full, and there's no bubbles in it. All nice and solid. So we should be good to go. Tighten that back down tight, and we should be good. And by the way, this one happens to be an 8mm. And as you watch, when I pull this off of it, you can watch the air get into the line. There you go. There it goes. Okay, so you can see. Beautiful. All right, we're good. No air in the line. And we're good. Where's my little, get your little rubber booty. Little rubber booty on there. All right, we're good. Now we'll go ahead and make sure we don't have any leaks. Okay, pump on that a couple times. Feel it. It's feeling solid to me. I feel like it's dropping. That should be it. All right, we'll check around and see if we got any leaks. There we go. We got any leakage? No, all dry here. And just the brake line. All nice and dry there. A good seal. All right. Yeah. and there's still play in the rotor. So, all right, thanks for watching. I'll go do a freaking test drive on it, and we be good. And of course, to do this job, you technically need B-nut wrenches. If you don't have any, get you some. One last thing, make sure you check is how much fluid you got in there. It pushed the bobber back up there, so it needs fluid. It had a good suction when it pulled it out. So make sure you fill that thing. All right, I'm going to close this out. Just took her a couple miles here, and there's no evidence of heating on that whale. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe. Definitely sure catch me on the next Dana's garage project compass, and this was replacing a hung brake caliper on the passenger side.